Our next award, we're calling it Best Musical. That's what the award is. But we're honoring something that we're calling a musical, but you know, just as Elizabeth Swados did a generation ago, the artists who created this production have just cracked the form open. So we're not quite sure what it is or what we should call it. Of course, that's what's so thrilling about Off Broadway. That's why it's wonderful to recognize and celebrate the people who make it sing, so to speak. Futurity is about, well, I think it's about consciousness. I'm not sure. Is that what it's about? They'll tell us when they come and accept the award, I hope. But it tells the story of Julian, a Civil War soldier, and Ada Lovelace, an actual, historical, brilliant 19th century mathematician, Lord Byron's daughter, by the way, and arguably the first computer programmer in the 1850s, who correspond across time and space in the pursuit of inventing a thinking machine that is going to end the war. The book and lyrics are by César Alvarez, the music by César Alvarez, and the Lisps, who are César Alvarez, Eric Farber, and Sammy Tunis, who also star in the show with an electrifying cast of 13 actors and musicians. The director is Sarah Benson, and the producers are, not surprisingly, the always adventurous Soho Rep and Ars Nova Theaters, who've been here before. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, but we think it's a musical, and we think it's the best. So here to accept the 2016 Off Broadway Alliance Award for Best Musical are the Lisps, César Alvarez, Eric Farber, and Sammy Tunis.
That you were going to go first. Oh, gosh. I wrote something down so I wouldn't mess it up. Unlike many of you, I didn't grow up with a passion for the theater. But through the process of building Futurity, I learned something about theater making that I would like to share. It seems to me that working within this form requires a kind of faith in not knowing. It's not knowing what you're going to make before you make it. When I say faith, I don't mean a religious type of faith. Rather than laying faith in spiritual agency, the process of theater making lays its faith in human agency, in a deeply collaborative human agency. And I think that the process of theater making, this kind of working together in a state of collective not knowing, with a deep commitment to community, to create together and to experience together, should be a model for how our world works generally. And so I believe that the exchange that takes place in live theater is one of the most powerful acts that we are capable of. And I can't wait to make more of it. And I'm so insanely grateful that I got to be a part of this process. It has completely changed my life. Thanks to Ars Nova and Soho Repertory Theater, and all the other institutions that had faith in us and literally made our dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you to the Off Broadway Alliance for recognizing our show. We started working on this as a band in 2008, having literally no idea what we were getting into. Sarah Benson from Soho Rep and Jason from Ars Nova saw something, and they have been our biggest fans and pioneers and fierce leaders. Thank you. If you know César and I, which I don't think anybody does, you know that mostly whatever comes out of my mouth directed towards him is usually sarcasm. So I wanted to say something to him in earnest today. We started the Lisps together in 2004. We've known each other since 1999 when we met at Oberlin College. And we continue to be in a band together even after splitting up romantically many years ago. And it's 2016. I'm very proud of our continually evolving relationship and very proud of the fact that we told each other a long time ago that we were going to try to help each other's dreams come true. And I'm very happy to oblige, and I'm grateful that he has as well. And we would like to thank our parents, none of whom are artists or theater makers. They're nurses and accountants and labor union activists and small business owners and teachers. They do not understand what we do or why we do it. One time I overheard my dad on the phone talking to one of his friends about this show, and he was like, it's about a computer, I think. It's not about a computer. But anyways, we would like to thank our parents who make a very valiant effort to understand what we do and who are nonetheless very supportive of us. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to say the last thing, I think. Everyone's desperate to leave. Just a huge thank you to Sarah Benson, in particular, who plucked us out of obscurity 8 years ago and helped us learn this incredible world of theater. It is a musical, and it's always a question. And in the marketing meeting that inevitably happens around this piece, where everyone says, "Are you sure you want to call it a musical?" I always say yes, and the reason is because the musical is such an incredible form that is deeply American and so powerful and gives us this possibility of confronting the darkest, most confusing, most emotional and shadowy parts of humanity. And it's such an exciting time to be making musicals and rethinking and continually experimenting with what that is. And I just really appreciate being part of this community, which is where a lot of that happens. And as we see with so many incredible shows that are happening right now. So thank you to Soho Rep Ars Nova, you wonderful people, all our creative team and cast who made this musical happen, and Leah Hamos and my wife. And thank you guys. Good night. This has been fun.